Are you tired of meaningless apologies between your kids, of simply saying, I'm sorry, and everything going back, but nothing really changing? Hi, everyone. I'm BJ Muir from JesusHelpMeParent.com, and I help families just like yours to find practical parenting solutions that bring about lasting change to kids' hearts and not simply temporary change to their behaviors. If that sounds like something you're interested in, click that subscribe button right now. In my last video, I showed you how Jesus gave us a model for resolving conflict in Matthew chapter 18. And I modeled for you how to apply that to family life, particularly with conflicts between your kids. But sometimes when we have a conflict, it's more than just discussing what we heard and what we would like. Sometimes there needs to be an apology. So in this video, I want to show you how to set your kids up for success in teaching them how to apologize. We're going to tackle this in 3 parts: the apology, forgiveness, and how to help your kid do their best. The first thing we need to do is we need to teach our children what an apology actually is. When we teach our kids to say, I'm sorry, we're not bringing them fully around to what an apology should sound like. Think of all the times in life where you hear the words or say the words, I'm sorry. Maybe somebody had a bad day. You had nothing to do with it. They're just telling you about their day. And you tell your friend, oh, I'm so sorry. You're sorry to hear that happened. But I'm sorry doesn't express that you feel guilty for their bad day. It was a bad day without you. They're just telling you this story, and you're just saying, I feel sorry about that happened. I'm sorry is simply not enough. Think about when we approach Jesus to apologize for our sin. We don't simply go to Jesus and say, Jesus, I'm sorry, and you move on. We always complete that statement with something about forgiveness. We always look at Jesus and say something like, please forgive me. You see, I'm sorry is incomplete because I'm sorry doesn't accept responsibility. We need to teach our children to accept responsibility for what they just did. This phrase that I'm going to give you now will help you teach children to accept that responsibility. We simply want to train our children to start off by saying, I'm sorry that I, fill in the blank with what you actually did. We need to state what we did. That's admitting what happened. I'm sorry it was, You want to link up what I did wrong with why it was wrong. It was disrespectful. It was hurtful. It was selfish. Whatever the word is, you might need to help your children with that, but we want them to make the connection between what they did and why it was wrong. But the last part of the phrase is really important. Please forgive me. You see, if we don't ask for forgiveness, we don't humble ourselves, and our children don't humble themselves before the person they've offended. And therefore, they don't give the honor to the person that they offended, that they now, in the relationship, are the one forgiving. And we're admitting that we need that. When we teach our children to use this phrase, I'm sorry that it was please forgive me, we're taking responsibility for what we're doing wrong. We're telling them we know why it was wrong. And we're saying, I need forgiveness. Now let's face facts. In the moment, when kids are heated and frustrated, do you think your child's going to be ready to say this? There's a good chance they might not be. And if that's the case, we can't force a kid to feel better right away, to ask for forgiveness right away. That's an emotional piece that's happening. That's a physical response as well that's happening. And we need that kid to calm down, reflect, and get to a point where they're ready to apologize the right way. That's where strategy like using Take a Break comes in. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'll put a link in the description down below. You can also check out other videos on this channel about the strategy Take a Break. But we need kids to calm down so they're ready to have this conversation. Otherwise, we're just plowing through and forcing something that kids aren't ready to do at that moment. When we teach our kids to forgive, we want them to understand what forgiveness is and what it's not. Forgiveness is relinquishing your right to anything more against this person. It is not saying everything's fine now, don't worry about it, let's just go back to doing what we did before, there's no consequences for what you did, I feel great. No, that's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is not about our feelings or about just getting back to what we were doing. Forgiveness is simply relinquishing everything you have over this person at that moment. That means the kid who's offering forgiveness might offer forgiveness, but not really feel forgiveness yet. And that's okay for that child. That kid might need to take a break themselves, might need to spend some time apart from each other, might need to put some boundaries in that relationship to help them emotionally regain trust and get back to where they were before. There may need to be more done on the offender's part in terms of an apology of action or something like that. What we want to teach our kids is that you want to forgive someone, because when you don't forgive, you're only hurting yourself. When you don't forgive, you're allowing bitterness to be stored up in your heart. You're allowing the bad things in your heart to grow only more, thinking that's hurting the other person. Forgiveness is really not just a gift to the other person, it's a gift to yourself, saying, I'm releasing myself of what I'm feeling right now as well. And I'll work through all this stuff, but right now I am choosing to forgive you. Now, we want to teach our kids to do their best when they are apologizing. I'm going to put the B and the E together and the S and the T together because it's an acronym. B and E stand for body language and eye contact. We want our children to approach their friend or their sibling with the right type of body language that's engaged, that's interested, that is positive and peaceful, that's looking to solve the problem. That's the right body language to communicate a sincere apology. We also want to work on eye contact. Now, eye contact depends on the child, the age, the stage. If there might be some sort of a cultural issue where eye contact is not how we apologize, or if there's a disability of some kind that might impact eye contact as well. So be careful. Don't force the eye contact if it's not culturally appropriate or if there's something else in the way. But otherwise, we want to encourage our kids, make eye contact with this person. I'm sure you made eye contact when you offended them. We should show them that same respect by making eye contact now as well. S and T stand for saying a full apology. That's the S. Say the full apology. If you're not ready to say the full apology, you're not ready yet. Go take a break. All life is stopped for you until you're ready. Again, check out that other video on the break if you need more training on that. T stands for tone of voice. Make sure your tone of voice is appropriate. I'm sorry is not an apology. I'm sorry I did it. Please forgive me. That's not an apology. Tone of voice is way off. So we want to work on saying the full apology and the tone of voice. That's how we teach kids to do their best. Now, maybe you're thinking, BJ, sometimes there feels like there's problems where an apology just isn't enough. You're right. There are times where problems are bigger than just simply an apology. I want to talk about that in another video. In the meantime, if you want more practical parenting solutions like this one sent to your inbox, go ahead and click on the link to get my weekly emails. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video with friends of yours. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.